So I first started out in the beauty industry just over 10 years ago, and during that span I've worked for a leading brow brand. I've taught thousands of students worldwide. I've been out to conventions and to speak in America. All whilst doing that, I was running my own little salon / studio, whether that be from home or renting a space somewhere else. And yeah, over that 10 years, I've got to work on some really cool, exciting projects. I think Hours Creative Studio or owning a salon was always on my kind of like goal list. It just feels like now's the right time. Everything seems to have timed up and kind of lined up perfectly. And I just wanted to create a space that just felt welcoming, safe, and just kind of oozed everything that I wanted a salon to be. So beauty and creativity, to me, I would split them. So beauty, I would say the most beautiful thing is when somebody feels beautiful in their own skin and as themselves. We all get caught up in these kind of like beauty trends or how, thinking we should look a certain way, but I think the most beautiful thing is when someone is just unapologetically themselves, and they just feel super confident. And then creativity, I think to me, it's all about pushing the boundaries. Break out of the norm. And I feel like that's what we've done with Hours Creative Studio. It's not a traditional salon. There's nothing wrong with, those salons. But for me, I wanted something that was outside of the box. And I feel like my creative juices have just run free, and I'm really happy and proud of what we've created. So my vision, competitive wise, is to be the number one in Wakefield. That is my goal, and that's what will happen. But the salon in general, I just want every single person who walks through the door to feel welcome, to feel comfortable, and the name Hours kind of plays on the come to Hours. Come round to Hours Saturday night, and that's how I want the salon to feel. I would just want people to feel at home when they walk in. I think the number one thing that excites me about launching Hours Creative Studio is seeing my vision come to life. I've spent so long looking at it, whether that be on paper or on the computer where I'm sketching or designing or coming up with these ideas. So I'm really excited to see it come to life, and hopefully it looks as good as it does in my head. So I think one thing that people probably wouldn't know, whether they're clients or followers, is that I'm actually quite an introverted extrovert. I love nothing more than being at home with the dogs and not speaking to anybody. That's like my ideal day. But then you see me when you come for your appointments or on social media, and I look like this kind of really outgoing person, and I am to a degree, but yeah, introverted extrovert, that's me. I think one moment that really stood out to me, and that was the moment when I was like, wow. I was at Professional Beauty at the ExCeL in London. I was working for a brand, and I was asked to do a live demonstration and a talk on brows. And it wasn't until the day I found out that people had actually paid to come and see me and ask questions and get tips and tricks. And that was a real moment where I was like, they spent money to come see me. Like, I almost couldn't believe it. But yeah, I just love when I get to meet people who say they've been following me, or they've seen me online, and I get to meet them, and I get to answer all the questions and everything like that. That's a really good part of it for me. So my one piece of advice, and if any of you are followers of my podcast, What the Pluck, you've probably heard me say this so many times, but I would say don't compare your day one to somebody else's day 100. We can easily get caught up online looking at people and thinking, God, I wish I were as good as them, or I wish I could do that. And it's not that you can't do it, you absolutely can. You're just at a different point in your journey, and your time will come. You just need to work hard to get it. So my favourite treatment at the minute to do, and this feels really wrong to say, but it would have to be Elvia lashes, so a lash lift. I'm very much known brows, that's kind of what I've built my 10-year career on, is being Jamie Long Brows. But over the past year and a half, I've really got into lash lifts. So a guilty pleasure that's not a guilty pleasure, because I feel like everybody knows this, and every client who is, who's been to me before have all been in some point and there has been Beyonce. It has to be a live performance though, playing, and my clients are like, oh, this again. Yeah, completely Beyonce obsessed. And yeah, I'm not guilty. Beehive till I die. So my favourite beverage, whilst the caffeine's good, especially on those busy days, it would have to be a Diet Coke, but it has to be in a can. A can just tastes different to a bottle. Like, yeah, they're different. So it has to be a nice, crisp, ice cold can of Diet Coke.